Okay, so this little tutorial is just going to take you through the basics of working in HTML for your assessment next week. So first of all, the piece of software that you are looking to use is TextEdit. Okay, now this comes free on all Macs. So if you've got a Mac at home, pop to your Launchpad or to your search bar to find TextEdit. So you can just go into your Spotlight search and type in TextEdit, and you'll find this piece of software. When you first open it up, it looks like this, and this has to be changed in the system settings. We have to correct the system settings. Oh, let's make that bigger again, so that we're working in what's called plain text in order to work. So the first thing you do is you pop to TextEdit, Preferences, and you are changing from New Document should be plain text here, and your Open and Save menu here should be to display the HTML file and not to add the TXT extension. So this one should be ticked, but this one should be unticked. Okay, and under the New Document tab, it should be plain text that's selected. So then close your Preferences and close your TextEdit document, and just go to File and New, and when it opens up, it will look like so. Now the second thing you need to be aware is not to save in this manner here. Okay, if you save like this, it will save as a text document and it won't open properly. I want you to save it by going to File and Save. Okay, make sure that you save it to a HTML folder. So mine is currently going into my 9B HTML folder, and I can name it Practice Website and save. Okay, and then in my 9B website folder, which is over here, I can open it up by right-clicking on the file, Open With, and I'm going to open in Google Chrome so I can see it in Google Chrome as well. Okay, so this is my code and this is my website, and now I'm going to edit the code and practice the website. So first of all, I'm going to create the 3 essential tags. Those are HTML, which is the language that the website is written in. Your code should start with HTML, and at the very end it should end with HTML, a close tag. Okay, everything else must be inside these tags. There are 2 other essential tags. That is the head. Okay, so I open the head and close the head, and the body. Open the body, close the body. So you'll notice that the close tag always has this / at the front of it. Okay, so I've got my open HTML and closed HTML, everything is inside that. I've got my open head and close head, and my open body and close body. Inside the head is just the information about the website. If I want to rename this tag, for example, that goes inside my head, and it's called a title tag. So inside the head, I can go open title, my website, close title. Okay, so I've opened and closed the title tag, it's inside the head, and now if I Command and S to save and refresh, my tag is renamed as my website. All of the content for my website, so anything I want to appear on the actual page, must go inside the body, so inside this space here, and I just keep adding lines for extra space. Okay, making sure that my website finishes with the closed body and the closed HTML. First thing I might want to do is I might want to change the background color of my body. Well, that goes inside the actual body tag here. I would add that as an instruction to my body tag. I don't add another body tag, I just simply add the instruction. So in here, inside my little square bracket, I'm going to space and I'm going to add the instruction BG color, spelt the American way, no U, notice, equals red. Okay, so now I've added the criteria that my body's background color should be red. Command and save and refresh, and the background of my website is now red. In addition to using the word red, I can also use the hexadecimal calculated color code for red. Okay, so remember hexadecimal is a 6-digit number, starts with a hashtag, okay, and then I have, for example, 000000. And the first 2 digits represent the colour red, second 2 digits represent the colour green, and the last 2 digits represent the colour blue. So I have my RGB colour codes. Okay, so in a hexadecimal value, hex being 6 and decimal being 10, 16 hexadecimal, 6 and 10, is the highest value. Okay, and 16 is represented by the letter F. The lowest value is a 0. So for example, if I wanted green with no red and no blue, I would have 00 FF 00. Okay, and that would give me green because I've got 0 red, full green, and no blue. RGB. Command and save and refresh, and this is green. Okay. Now imagine if I want to add a heading onto my website. So this is going to be my heading text. Now notice that this is not inside a tag. It's not following any rules. It's just text. So when I command and save and I press refresh, it will just appear as it is, as text inside the body. So it's on my page. But if I want that to be, for example, in the middle of my page, I need to use the center tag. Like so, closing the center tag afterwards. This is now in the middle of my page. I can also edit the font of this. I could make it into a font like Verdana or Comic Sans or Times New Roman. I can make it bigger. I can change the font color. I do all this using my font tag. So I'm going to add the font tag to this text. I'm going to put it inside my center tag. So here at the beginning of my heading text and here at the end of my heading text is where I'm going to close it. So I add the font tag, like so, closing the font tag at the end, okay? And inside the font tag this is where I can add my rules about my font. They don't have to be separate, but I can add certain criteria, like for example, font size equals 20 px, okay? And that will make my font bigger. Fresh, there we go, size 20. Or I can also add a font color. Font color equals blue. Save, refresh. Now notice both of those instructions have just gone inside this font tag here. I've not added a new font tag. I've got font tag and then I've got the instructions inside it. Size equals 20, color equals blue. And I'm just closing the font tag. I don't need to say close font tag, size equals 20, color equals blue, because these are just conditions that appear inside that tag. Okay. Now, if I wanted to change my font style, this is called a face. So I can have, again, inside my font tag, font face equals, and then I'm going to use a typical font style. So let's use Verdana. So the face equals Verdana, command and save, and refresh, and there's my new font. Now I'm going to add another line of text, and that line of text I'm going to add hello. Command save and refresh. Now what's strange is that this hello here doesn't necessarily have any spaces in between this tag here and here. If I want to have a gap in between my text, I need to use the break tag, okay, and that is BR. BR is the same as pressing enter or return. It gives you a gap in between different lines. If I command save and refresh, my hello tag jumps down a few lines. Now you'll notice in my code over here, I'm spacing things out. I can add return lines and it doesn't make any difference to the code, it just helps me to keep things organized. In the hello tag here, I might want to add the following criteria. I might want to make it bold or italic or underlined. The B tag, close B tag, will make the word bold. Okay. The U tag will make the word underline, and the I tag save and refresh, we'll make it italic. Now notice, I open B, then open U, then open I. I close them in reverse order. Close I, close U, close B. And that just helps keep the order of the tags. So I is the last one opened, so the first one closed. U is the middle one, okay, and B first and last in this sense. It doesn't matter if you opened it I-U-B or U-I-B, so long as you close them in the reverse order to how you open them. Now, I might want to create a table. So I need to be able to use the table tag. Okay. Now, inside the table tag, I'm going to create some rows and some columns. So I'm going to leave a little bit of space before I close my table tag. One of the special things I need to remember about a table is that it's actually invisible unless I give it a border. So I'm going to say my table border equals 1. Okay. I'm also going to give it a width. Table width equals 500 px, which is pixels. Okay. So now I've got a table with a border and a width, but it doesn't have anything inside it. It doesn't have any rows or any columns yet. Okay, so imagine if I wanted to have 2 rows with 2 columns inside each row. I start by opening a table row. Inside that table row, I can have my first table column. Then I must close that table column. So open TD, close TD is 1 column, okay? And this is inside my first row. I want to have a second column. Open TD, close TD. This is my second column. It doesn't matter if you have a space in between them or not. That's where you would put the things that will appear inside that cell, okay? But for actually writing the code, it doesn't matter. Open row, open column, close column, open column, close column. So what do I have to do at the end? I have to close the row. So this is 1 row with 2 columns inside, opened and closed, opened and closed. If I want to have 2 rows, I simply highlight that row, copy it, and paste it. That will give me 2 rows. If I want 3 identical rows, I simply paste it again. So if I command and save and press refresh, there is my column with my table here. Now it looks pretty squashed because there's nothing in there at the moment. If I want to put something inside this table, for example, inside my TD right here, okay, I can add text for cell 1. This is cell 1. I'm on my first row, okay, so I'm in this row here, and I'm in my first column of my first row. So it'll be in this column, and I can add the words cell 1. Save and refresh. That's cell 1. So this here is cell 2. Save and refresh. Cell 2. And I can add the numbers for each cell into the relevant space. Cell 3, cell 4, cell 5, cell 6, like so. So the table will expand as I fill it. Now, the width of the table is set to 500 pixels, so even if my page gets bigger, the table stays the same size. If my page gets smaller, the table still stays the same size, and I get a scrolling bar to see all of it. If I wanted my table to be exactly the width of the page, regardless what size the page was, I would want to use, instead of a width 500 px, I would want to use a width of a percentage of the page. So for example, the full page will be 100%. Table, border equals 1 to make the border visible, width equals 100%. Now, when I refresh, the table is the full width of the page. And as the page gets bigger, the table gets bigger. Okay? Now, let's add a couple of BR lines to give ourselves some space. And let's do a tag for bringing in an image. Okay, so this is the IMG src tag, image search, okay? Now inside my folder over here and inside 9b, I can see that I have got my button.png. Any image that you bring into your website must be saved in the same folder as the website. You also need to be able to see the file extension, like this is a .png. If I can't see the file extension and I don't know what it is, I can right click on the image, I can go to Get Info, and I can see under the name and extension what the extension is. So mine is called button.png, okay? So I can have here in my image search equals button.png. Command and save. My button appears here. This is the image that's saved in my folder called button.png. If I have an image of the school logo downloaded from the internet, it will be saved in my folder. I would check the name of it and I would find the extension. Be careful because you can't have any spaces in the name of files for images. If I wanted to have a hyperlink, so if I wanted to have, let's give ourselves a couple of lines, the words click here. Okay, command save and refresh. I want to link the words click here with our school website. I use the A tag for a hyperlink. So I'm going to open the A tag and I'm going to close the A tag. Now, inside my open A tag, I have to say where I want to link it to. So I'm going to have A space href, which stands for hyperlink reference, equals http://www.ismonaco.com. Okay, so this is the link that my click here will take me to. So if I command and save, this is now a hyperlink, and if I click, it will take me to the IS Monaco website. Now, that opened on top of my current page. What if I wanted to open it in a new tab? I can have a target in there. So in my A tag here, at the end of href, okay, I can press space, target equals underscore blank. That instruction there will make sure that my website opens in a new tab. So command and save and refresh, click here, and now it opens in a new tab. Okay. Now, anything that I want to be linked, I put inside the A tag. So there's my A open and there's my A close. So for example, currently I have the words click here inside my A tag. What if I wanted the button to be a link? Well, I would simply put the image tag inside the A tag. So let's make a copy of my image tag. I'm going to have two images now, and I'm going to paste the second image inside my A tag. Okay, so now command and save and refresh, and I have my button twice, but this second button is a hyperlink because it's inside an A tag and it takes me to the school's website. So all of these different tags are what you need to be able to practice. So I suggest you have a go through practicing these series of tags, and if you want to, you can watch the video again, pausing at different stages so you can take notes and you can practice the tags.